Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. I am back with another video for y'all, and in this video, it's going to be a little different than most, but I'm going to be going over Tesla analysis for the next 6 months, really just going into the end of 2024 up into this election. Now, I've been a Tesla bull for quite some time, but something about me, if you are new here, is that I never just see one side of any trade. I love to go in depth and see both sides on what could work, where the invalidation levels are at, what I'm looking for to really determine whether we see upside or downside every single day. And sometimes I base trades off of a larger time frame and sometimes a smaller time frame, but in this video specifically, I'm going to get really in-depth and deep on the technical analysis and flow of Tesla. And hopefully, not only are you going to be able to get information from this video, but maybe you can also learn something that can help your everyday trading strategy as well in the near future. And before we get into it, if you guys enjoy this video and love the analysis that I'm giving you, please leave a like and comment some feedback and give me your opinion on Tesla. Do you think Tesla's going to go up in the next 6 months, or do you think it's going to go down? And also, let me know what tickers you guys are watching. I know a lot of people have been watching Apple after it had this massive tear recently. And of course, after the Nvidia stock split, a lot of people are talking about that one as well. So yeah, let me know all the things you're thinking down in the comments. I would love to interact with y'all and see what you guys are trading every day. And if you do want to see more videos like this, or you want to get really in depth and see all of the trades that I'm taking in real time, you can click the link in the description and join my Discord of over 47,000 students. This is where I send every play that I take in real time, entry, exit, stop loss, all of that good stuff. And that's where you can either make money with me or you could lose money with me. All right, enough yapping. Let's get ready to dive into this Tesla analysis, and make sure you leave a like again if you want to see more videos like this one right here. All right, so let's take a look at the Tesla stock. So a lot of people have been talking about this one, especially, with different controversies regarding Elon Musk, the Cybertruck, Tesla Model Ys and Model X's going down in value. All of these different things that are happening on an everyday basis that's causing the stock to move up and down. I love looking at the 1 month, even the weekly time frame for a larger time frame bias. So even though you might think you're bearish, in certain instances, or bullish in certain instances, there's going to be times where you look at a larger time frame and you're going to have a completely different bias than what you're having intraday. Another thing is, I always preach that indicators are not my favorite thing to use, but when I use these larger time frames, like a monthly time frame, I love to look at EMAs and see where they're trading at and how price has reacted to it previously. And again, on the Tesla monthly time frame here, you can see that we reacted on these EMAs. We had some type of reaction. You can even see a gap happen here on this EMA, causing a supply zone, which is where we rejected again here in January of 2024. And in this instance, this 100 EMA, which is this thin blue line here, has been respected in the past. This is back in December 2022 and January 2023. We saw it respect this EMA pretty nicely. And now we have retested that again here in the month of April 2024. And as of right now, things are looking pretty high in sight for more upside in the near future. I mean, just looking at some basic technical analysis, we are in a downtrend, but it kind of looks like a falling wedge in a way. I don't base my trading off of, typical trading patterns like this one here, but it's always good to go ahead and mark it out just so you can see the range that we're actually trading in. And something I like to look at too, if you're new to the way that I trade in my trading style, we have a demand zone here that was previously demand, and now we are trying to trade back in and reclaim this demand for more upside. And honestly, if we're looking at this monthly time frame, I would really like to see us come back up here and retest 300, but again, that is a far distance away from where we're at right now, and we really have to show a lot more strength through 200 to even show that we can hit that 250 to 280 mark. Now, if we dive deeper into the smaller time frames, this isn't too small of a time frame, but this is the weekly. We can see a few things happening here. Let's go ahead and remove our drawings. We can still take a look at our EMAs here. Again, the weekly time frame, it's valid for EMAs, but if we take a look and go ahead and draw our trend lines here, again, I don't base my trades off these trend lines. I just use it as a range to see the range that we're trading in. Again, and I like to see trend lines get reclaimed. I like to see, trends be reclaimed or, invalidated and being able to play the opposite side. In this instance, this is an ugly downtrend we're seeing. I mean, even though, I know the lines don't match up perfectly, but you got to remember, straight lines in this trading game is not going to get you anywhere. You have to use these zones. And you have to understand how market moves within these zones. And yeah, we broke out down below here, but that's exactly how they grab liquidity and stop everybody that's in calls and get them into puts and then play upside from there for really cheap premiums, which typically works out for market makers every single time. But something I want to show you guys here, not only is all of this happening on Tesla, and I know I'm really showing a bullish bias here, and we'll get into my bearish bias as well, but I want to show I'm typically a bull here because of these reasons. If we take a look at SPY, we can see a gap here. you see, not SPY, sorry, Tesla, you can see a gap here. Now, these gaps typically mean, I like to use them as zones of rejection or zones of consolidation. You can see here we're consolidating above that zone, so we're creating a base. When I see us creating a base above a gap or within a gap, it's showing that gap is pretty strong. So there is an imbalance there. So with that imbalance being there, we can see prices respecting it pretty well. And as prices respected it pretty well, we've also created a bullish pennant here on the weekly that we did break out of just this week. And now we are continuing up. I really think we can hit this supply zone here that we have on Tesla between 191 and 200. I know we already kind of hit it once, but I want to see a full push move into this blue box before we see any kind of downside from there. Now, you may be asking, Champ, what makes this a supply zone? Well, check this out. Do you guys see on this weekly time frame this green candle here that caused a rejection? You can see that we were trading up, right, into this rising wedge, and we broke that rising wedge. When we see a massive green candle like we do here, a pretty strong bullish candle, followed by a displacement candle which caused lower lows, I like to use that as my supply zone. As you can see, price did come back into here and retested on the weekly, and we rejected. Now I'm looking for us to magnet back into that zone and make a decision from here if we go up or if we're going to go down. And if we take a look at the daily time frame here, you can also see this is looking pretty bullish to me. These EMAs are still validated. They're trying to flip to the upside, which is cool. But even if we get out of the EMAs here, we can take a look. This is a pretty nice setup overall. When we see a resistance, this was previously a resistance here, okay? We can see it was a support in this instance. 1, 2, 3 bounces off of that, and an imbalance created here, right? Imbalance created here. And then once price broke below this demand zone, it now made it a supply zone. We were rejected here, we rejected here again, and almost made a false breakout here but rejected back down. So it makes me bullish about this is obviously price is using this zone to determine some type of direction, but now we're seeing price actually base above in an uptrend here on Tesla. And this is on all of the time frames, but you can see this zone that we've used and respected, whether it's at the upside or the downside previously. Now we are waking off of it and looking to go higher from here. And again, you can look at this 4-hour time frame here, and I love the 4-hour time frame for this exact reason. You can see we are trading in a bullish pennant, and we are breaking out of that bullish pennant. And again, I don't base my trades off of a bull flag or a bear flag, but these are just more things to add to your confluence on why you're either bullish or bearish, right? These chart patterns, are obviously not 100% correct all the time, but when you see the chart patterns aligning, the indicators aligning, the flow aligning, volume aligning, all these things together, your setup, your A+ setup aligning, that means that you can go in and have a pretty large confluence to that trade. For everybody wondering what my price target right now is for Tesla for the next coming days, maybe even for the end of this week, I want to see Tesla come and retest this high here at 197.20 to 200 on the dot. I want to see Tesla push back up and fill this move up to this 200 level almost. I mean, I would be able to take 197. If we hit 197, I'll get out of my call options probably there, at least a little bit there. But 200 is obviously the ultimate price target, but I really want to see 197 first. If we can see 197, I'll be comfortable there. I'll be green. I'll be up a few $1,000s. It'll be nice. And we'll go ahead and get out, take some profits there, and find a better entry for more upside from now on. So again, as long as Tesla can get above 188 tomorrow and the rest of the week, we should continue to see us climb up to that 195 to 200 level, somewhere between there. I really like 197 as a resistance. I want to see us push to 197. But if we take a look at the smaller time frame, if we even go to the hourly time frame, we can see that we might even, if you want to take profits a little earlier, you could. You could take profits in this area of 193 to 194. I personally want to see 197 to 200. But my big price target, in the next coming months, I think for the next couple months, Tesla's about to have the run of its life. And maybe that's a little dramatic. Maybe not the run of its life. But I do think that Tesla is going to come and retest this high here. So watch this. So if I go and do this trend line here, right? This is the mother of all trend lines, basically, for Tesla. It's saying Tesla should at least go push through 200 to that 210 range. Now, overall, in the larger time frames, look at the weekly time frame. I still think Tesla can easily go create more highs, at least for the past year, 2-year highs. Yeah, I think we can definitely go see this level up here back near 300. If we saw Tesla 300, my call options would be up a lot, but these do expire on Friday. So I just want to see a little bit more upside before re-entering on new call options for, a farther out expiration. But overall, I am bullish on Tesla. All right, we've talked about upside on Tesla, but I always want to look at both sides of the chart. Now, upside looks great, but let's take a look at what scenarios could happen to show us some downside. So on the weekly time frame here on Tesla, let's go ahead and just draw our trend line again here, right? On Tesla, it doesn't look like we should reject here, but we should at least come and retest this 100 EMA on the weekly time frame, I think, which would still be a bullish scenario. Again, I have a bias because I am in longs. But again, I like to see both sides of everything, but it just all makes sense to me. Now, if we want to talk about downside here, we could say this is a rising wedge. And we did have it's an ugly rising wedge. It's not anything pretty, but we are seeing a upside consolidation. Now, typically when we consolidate this way, it's typically bearish, and I will say that. Consolidate this way, bullish, because we're going to break out of that trend and continue up. Same thing for this. If it's like this, upside trend, we typically break down and continue down, right? When we consolidate to the upside this way, in my opinion, it's bearish or showing some type of reversal. And if we're going to the upside, but consolidating downwards first, I like to believe that is pretty bullish to see more highs from there, right? Again, with Tesla, if we do lose this level here at 180, I think we could see a lot more downside, and I'm kind of scared for that. If we lose 180, we're going to come retest this demand zone here at 173 to 175, and at that point, our call options would be absolutely dead. But not just that, that would make a lot of fear come into Tesla, and they'd probably come and retest these lows down here at this 150 level, and that would be pretty bad for Tesla bulls. And something you could also say to Tesla for downside, if you have a downside confluence, earnings the past 3 times have not been hot. You can see the earnings reports here. If you want to see them more in depth, you can go on TradingView here and look at them yourself. Okay, I guess you guys can't see them because you're in the way, but here, I'll make this a little easier. You can see the earnings reports here. And we have earnings again on Wednesday, July 17th. So this could be the bull run into earnings, and I would love that personally for me. But I do think we do see significant upside on Tesla within the next few months, at least to finish out, this month and next month. I really want to see a retest of this mother of all trend lines, which is also this 100 EMA on the weekly time frame. That would be around 200 to 210, somewhere between that range. Also, another bearish thesis on Tesla here. And again, I'm a bull, but we have not made a higher high past this displacement here. We made a lower low here, right? We broke this low and created more lows, and we have not changed structure and broke this high to the upside to try and retest this high here at 260, 270. So honestly, before we can even talk about trying to go to 300, we have got to break this level here at 200 or 204, which again, I think we can go retest it, but that is an important level of supply. If we can break that 200 to 204 level, we should see plenty of upside. And not to mention, there's also a pretty large imbalance here on the monthly time frame, and monthly imbalances are serious business, guys. We can see here, big move on the monthly at that same level, pretty close to it. We've also seen reactions off this level here, right? This is a pretty important zone for Tesla to show strength. If we don't show strength here, we're not going to see the upside, and we're going to come down here and retest these lows near 150. Now, other than just looking at technical analysis, we can look at data too. All day today, Tesla bulls were buying calls. If we look at the Flowtopia dashboard here on Twitter, you can see that we do have a Flowtopia admin on here posting some flow. You can see that earlier today, this Tesla bull was up $56,200 on calls that they just bought, which is in this tweet here. Tesla calls flying in once again. Tesla bulls are loading up for an aggressive afternoon. You can see that big money buyers are coming in and buying these dips. Anytime Tesla's been pushing down throughout the day, intraday, Tesla big money buyers are coming in and buying the dip, and that is making me have a pretty high confluence to look for upside. Here's another one too. Look how aggressive these buy orders were today. Both of them above ask, which means they're actually extremely aggressive compared to the ones that are to ask or at ask. And look at the strike price on this, 220. That's out of the money for expiration of this year. It's $705 a contract. I would say that they definitely know something's about to happen. Now, guys, I know Flowtopia is my platform, and I am obviously biased to using that platform to see, my everyday trading strategies, how they align with the data that's coming in. But overall, I am a Tesla bull, and I think we're going to see a lot more upside. The chart is telling me that we are bullish. The data is telling me we are bullish. The only thing that is stopping me from saying for sure that I have no bearish bias at all would be these financials and these earnings reports. I want to see how they report earnings here on July 17th on a Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be a big deal. I really want to see at least a big run up into those earnings. And if earnings are good, we're going to see a fantastic rest of the year for Tesla. I would basically bet the rest of the year on that earnings report for the next few months, especially going into the election. But that is my live analysis of Tesla, looking at the monthly time frame, daily time frame, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, all of that good stuff, as well as looking at the flow and what the whales are buying on a daily basis. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you a Tesla bull or a Tesla bear? And again, if you want to see more live analysis like this, me going over stocks in depth, technicals and data wise, make sure you leave a like on this video and comment the ticker that you want me to review below in the comment section. Make sure you also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be posting content like this pretty frequently so you guys can get the most value as possible from my channel. And hopefully I can bring all of you value every single day on all of my socials. I'm posting on Twitter, I'm posting on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the things, providing as much value as I can to teach you how to become a master in the trading game. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.